Welcome back to unapologetic exotical content, where beauty is God-given, jealousy is generational, and lace glue is slowly losing its grip under the weight of reality. Now let's get into it, because that girl said it, and I could have kissed the screen. Shout out to her, that supporter, for clocking what I've known from the start and what I've been strategically biting my tongue about until now. Let's stop playing cute. These other so-called exotical channels have been ignoring me since day one. And baby, that's not oversight. That's orchestration. That's not shade. It's a whole solar eclipse. Because when you walk in this unbothered, unfiltered, and undeniable, suddenly everyone develops selective blindness. You'd think I was invisible unless you looked at the 67,000 plus views I pulled in a little over a month with no cosign, no fake alliances, and no dusty lace tutorials. I didn't walk into this space soft-voiced and apologetic. I came in telling the truth. Loudly, sharply, beautifully. And that makes people nervous, especially the ones who built their platform on curated struggle, soft-spoken sisterhood, and watered-down relatability. I'm not out here pretending all women are stunners to avoid ruffling feelings. I'm here for the actual triple threats. The women who are stunning, intelligent, and know how to string together a sentence without copying a Twitter thread. The ones who've been gaslit, bullied, and then told to be quiet about it. Now let's be real. Many of these channels only have more subscribers because they got shoutouts from Exoticals United, who's been rationing out attention like it's food stamps in a drought. And yes, I'll admit it, she inspired me. I watched her content. I heard her say, "Start exotical channels, I check y'all out." But here's the kicker. I've used the hashtags, I've commented, I've supported, and they still ignored me. Don't tell me not one of those 67,000 views came from the exotical community. At this point, the silence isn't subtle, it's strategic. And that strategy, it's called gatekeeping. And it's not just a petty move, it's psychological. Social psychology actually breaks this behavior down. Research shows that when people feel threatened by a high achiever, they don't just get quiet, they get calculated. Studies confirm that envy can lead to malicious behaviors like gossip, exclusion, or withholding support. In influencer culture, when someone like me shows up with polished content, sharp commentary, and highlights stunning beauty, baby, it triggers. They see my growth and think, oh no, she's highlighting triple threats, which I'm not. She's smart, she's sharp, and her content's actually better than mine. And instead of clapping, they close the circle and lock the door from the inside. That's why psychologists say gatekeeping warps group dynamics. When a few people control who gets in, it creates what Forbes called cliques, groupthink, and social exclusion. It's insiders versus outsiders, a hierarchy built not on talent, but favoritism. And that's exactly what's happening here. These mid-tier creators, propped up by selective shoutouts, band together like a little influencer HOA, handing out validation to each other while recycling the same talking points and ignoring anyone who might raise the bar. So yes, they labeled me mean-spirited or clout-chasing, but the truth is, they're scared. Because acknowledging me means risking their audience looking sideways and asking, why weren't you saying this? Or worse, why does she say it better? They want to keep that fake sister circle intact, but my presence exposes the performance. I didn't come in needy, I came in ready, truth blazing, message crystal, face cards displayed, undefeated. And that's intimidating when your whole brand is built on fake community, forced relatability, and subpar aesthetics cosplaying as empowerment. Sis, you can't empower others when you're still hiding behind a lace front yourself. Sis, you can't uplift women when your wig's still holding on for dear life. Let's dig deeper. Classic group theory says tight groups will always exclude others to protect their identity. So what we're seeing isn't random, it's a textbook defense mechanism. The women who've shown their faces know they're mid. They saw who I highlight, natural beauties, no filter, no wigs, no angle, and realized real competition had arrived. And the ones who hide their faces, that silence is louder than their subscriber count. If they truly were triple threats, they'd be amplifying me, not avoiding me. But deep down, they knew aligning with me meant one thing: comparison. And comparison ruins the fairy tale that we're all equally beautiful. And don't get me started on that slick subliminal from Exoticals United, that post of the Miss America winner leaning over a balcony right after I dropped "Light Skin Doesn't Make You Exotical" video. The timing was eerie, the energy was off. It was disappointing because I was genuinely inspired by her. I came to contribute, not compete, but they looked at me and said, "She's too good, shut the gates." See, what they're doing isn't support, it's survival. But here's what they forgot. The algorithm doesn't play favorites. The audience didn't ignore me. The truth didn't ignore me. And now the comments are catching on. People are openly calling it out now. How influencer circles stay cliquey. Mid-sized creators constantly shout each other out but act like rising stars don't exist. On Instagram, it's selective support. On YouTube, it's "you can sit with us as long as you don't outshine us." The moment you show up with sharper content, stronger delivery, and real momentum, suddenly everybody forgets how to shout out. Meanwhile, they'll uplift dry, mid-tier creators with 10 times my followers but the same, or even fewer views, while scrolling past my content that's doing numbers organically. Be serious. Make it make sense. They are a group of average to below average women trying to destiny swap. It's really that simple. Unattractive women hate us, but still want to be us. What's absolutely appalling is being ignored by mid-tier chicks acting like they're on my level, or worse, above it. That's not confidence, that's community theater. I started off supporting some of these women thinking, okay, they don't show their faces, but I relate to the stories. Then the face reveals started rolling in. And baby, I had to clutch my pearls. One by one, wigs looking like they lost a fight with a flat iron, teeth throwing gang signs, and not a single stunning woman in sight. It wasn't giving beauty, it was giving boldness. You're not serving, you're scavenging, and it's giving desperate for relevance with a side of delusion. What's even wilder, they're out here trying to rebrand pretty privilege as some universal average woman struggle, when it's not. Let's be clear, what they're experiencing is ism privilege, texturism, featureism, colorism, proximity perks, not actual pretty privilege. They're not being praised for beauty, they're being boosted for fitting into comfort zones. That's why they're mad at women like me. Because I don't just fit the narrative, I shatter it. So again, shout out to her, that supporter, for saying it with her whole chest. You saw it, you felt it, and you said it. And to the rest of them, keep pretending I don't exist while nervously refreshing your analytics. Meanwhile, I'll keep glowing, knowing, growing, and speaking for the women who've been deliberately overlooked, because you can only ignore us for so long before the stunners hit the timeline and start rewriting the algorithm and leave your lace in the dust. You have survived another dose of unapologetic, exotical content where the lace lifts, the truth hits, and the triple threats don't ask for permission to exist. Stay glowing, stay petty, and stay ready, because this slow motion crash out, oh honey, it's just getting started.